Welcome back to Arab. Tonight's slop is about something I never thought I'd be saying. Jimmy Kimmel, one of the last standing giants of late night, has been suspended indefinitely after his remarks about the death of political activist Charlie Kirk. And if you stick with me until the end, I'll reveal the strangest conspiracy theory floating around that might explain why this takedown happened so quickly. So let's rewind. After the tragic shooting of Kirk, Kimmel made comments about the shooter, Tyler Robinson, saying that groups like the Mara Gang were trying to spin his political ideology into something other than what it really was. Now, on the surface, that sounds like commentary Kimmel has made for years. Critical, sarcastic, political. But this time, the reaction wasn't just online outrage. The head of the Federal Communications Commission, yes, the government body that regulates what can and can't be said on American broadcast television, declared Kimmel's words the sickest conduct possible. That's not just criticism. That's the kind of label that gets executives scrambling for damage control. Enter Nexstar Media Group, which owns a major chunk of ABC affiliates. Their president, Andrew Alfred, called Kimmel's remarks offensive and insensitive. And that was it. Suspension. No warning. No countdown. Just gone. Years of late-night dominance erased overnight because of one segment. But here's where things get even more bizarre. Hours before his comments, Kimmel had actually posted on Instagram something you'd expect to diffuse tension. Instead of the angry finger-pointing, can we just for one day agree it is horrible and monstrous to shoot another human? On behalf of my family, we send love to the Kirks and to all the innocents who fall victim to senseless gun violence. In other words, he was calling for unity. And then later that same night, he's taken down for finger-pointing. It's almost as if the very thing he was criticizing became the weapon used against him. Now, if this sounds familiar, it's because we've seen this script before. Just weeks earlier, Trump gloated about the cancellation of comedian Stephen Core, dropping hints that Jimmy Kimmel might be next to go in the untalented late-night sweepstakes. Sure enough, when the hammer fell, Trump wasted no time celebrating. He posted, "Great news for America. The ratings-challenged Jimmy Kimmel Show is canceled. Congratulations to ABC for finally having the courage to do what had to be done. Love him or hate him, you've got to admit, Trump called this one shot for shot." Meanwhile, the internet is having a field day. Memes are everywhere. Kimmel photoshopped as a Marvel villain getting snapped out of existence. Conspiracy threads suggesting ABC was under pressure from powerful lobbyists. And of course, the ever-present debate over cancel culture. Was this accountability for crossing a line, or censorship disguised as moral outrage? People can't even agree on what the line is anymore. And let's not forget South Park, which has been mocking this exact environment for years. Even portraying Jesus himself begging people to stop talking, because every word could trigger a lawsuit. That satire now feels less like comedy and more like prophecy. Here's the reward I promised you at the start. The wildest conspiracy theory making rounds. Some corners of Twitter believe Kimmel wasn't axed just for what he said about Kirk, but because late-night television itself is on life support. Ratings across the board have tanked, networks are bleeding money, and execs are looking for excuses to cut costs. Kimmel's insensitivity may have been the perfect cover to pull the plug without looking like it was about business. Whether you buy that or not, one thing is certain. This is a new precedent. From here on, late-night hosts know there's no untouchable status. One comment, one bad night, and you're gone. And as for Jimmy Kimmel, the man who once looked untouchable in late night, he just learned the hard way that nobody is too big to be taken down. So I'll leave you with this. Is this accountability or censorship dressed up as morality? Let me know your thoughts below. And as always, like, subscribe, and stick around for the next lesson in memes and media madness.